What is up, my fellow Chibits? Today, I'm here to bring all of you my weekly anime review of Haikyuu Season 2. You know, one thing I missed about Haikyuu so much? It was definitely getting to see the different teams, like how the teams are introduced. When I saw this episode, and I saw the individual teams getting introduced, and we get to find out, like, the core assets of what makes them strong as a team, it made me remember why I loved Haikyuu, why I love this series, and why I enjoyed Season 1 so much. Because when you had these introductions to these different teams, you knew that these teams were going to be very important in the future for upcoming matches, especially against our main characters. And seeing how each individual team had their own asset that made them really good or strong against others, I enjoyed that. I really could not help but smiling throughout this episode when I was seeing stuff like that. I'm like, oh yeah, this is why I loved Haikyuu so much, because of the teamwork in some of these matches that are just so fucking epic. And seeing that, I agree. I got that flame rekindled back in my body when I saw some of these teams being introduced. Let's talk about the tests. Like, you know, how Hinata and Kageyama had to take tests to be able to even go there before they could train. So what I found very funny about this episode is how the sister, the Nasan, was introduced. Like, you know, Seiko, she was introduced to the episode beforehand, yes, I know. But, I mean, just seeing how she just came into this episode, started driving, I'm like, she's bae. She's so much bae. Like, so much bae in one character, sitting there just driving and all that, and then just fucking, the driving skills would just do fucking funny. And as she's just driving and all that, her entire outfit, I love the character design, and that's something I feel like not many really pay attention to when it comes to Haikyuu, but the character designs on some of our characters are so freaking good. Like, I mean, the hair designs and all that, especially with all our different teams that were introduced to this episode, like the hair designs. If there's one thing Haikyuu does quite well, it is the character designs and the designs of the body features, because you can definitely tell when a character's different or which characters stand out because of certain ways these characters are drawn. Because, I mean, if you think about it, a mangaka can only do so much with design of clothing. I mean, they can put the school uniform on, put a number on their shirt, and that's about it. I mean, they have to follow that standard design for certain schools. So there's only so much they can do with certain school attire. But seeing how the mangaka takes the time to have these unique designs to their faces or hairstyles, it really adds a different life to the series. And I really noticed that it's very prominent in these latest episodes of Haikyuu. I mean, it was in Haikyuu Season 1, but I just didn't notice it as much. But seeing it in Season 2, I really love the way the mangaka uses his character designs. And then Seiko, the way she was driving her design along with, you know, her outfit, which is not following, you know, school uniform since she can wear anything she wants. I just love her entire design and her personality on top of that. So, yeah, pretty funny start to this episode. Get me a good laugh. The standard comedy from Haikyuu that we usually laugh at, so no issues whatsoever there from me. So, moving into the second half. So, the second half, we get introduced to the team. And as I already said, we know these teams are going to be very important in the future. They're going to be very strong. They're going to have their own strengths. They're going to have their own weaknesses. And they're probably going to have, like, their own little dedicated mini arcs focused on them for our team to take down. Or if one of these other teams take them down. But still, we know that these teams are going to be heavy hitters. And to overcome these teams, Hinata and Kageyama are going to have to figure out some new tactics to be able to beat them. Because using their old quick slams that they constantly do, you know, just their quick serves to get across, is not going to always work. Because these teams are already able to keep up with Hinata's ball and kind of block it. And when a team gets good enough and they start seeing that enough from Hinata, he's not going to be able to use his well-known move. So he needs to evolve. That's the main focus. Like, the underlying theme of this episode, besides introducing these different teams, was setting up for Hinata to evolve into the ace. Because, I mean, we know one of our upperclassmen was an ace in our Kurasuno team, but still, who is going to replace him and who's going to take up that mantle? And to see how Hinata might be taking up that mantle to become the next ace, I'm looking forward to that, because it's going to lead into a good training arc, and I think majority of this season of Haikyuu might focus on him becoming the ace. So, I like that. We have two series right now that's ongoing, Ace of Diamond and Haikyuu, that's focusing on developing an ace. So yeah, Haikyuu Season 2. I like the new guy that was introduced at the end of the episode, the Russian dude. He's pretty cool. He's tall. Oh my god, he's tall. He's so freaking tall. Like, you compare him to Hinata? Scary. The difference in height is so scary. But one last comedy moment I want to mention is Kinma. When he starts talking about how he's been serving to this dude and trying to learn how to use him to the fullest, he starts talking about how, like, he was comparing him to Hinata and how crappy Hinata was. Like, he was using Hinata as a measuring board of how bad he was. If that's not disrespectful, I don't know what is. But yeah, tell me your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.